Hello, Manchester University. I'm Matthew, also known as Grimbo,
I'm Carl, also known as Big Borrow.
and we are back with Week 5 of the GLEC Conference. We are back right now with League of Legends. We're already in the draft right now. Manchester University versus, what is this, Cleary University? Cleary College, excuse me. And we are going to be banning Set, Hui, and Yone, a lot of mid laners and top laner. I do think that their mid laner does play a bit of Set mid. I don't know for sure if that's the true, though. And then Cleary banning the Diana, Lilia, and Zac. Obviously, jungle-pointed bans. However, I do know Pokey, our top laner, has been playing a bit of Zachary. So, overall, pretty good ban, pretty meta-relevant bans. I think with the caveat of Set on our side, but we are starting in with a Lucian ADC from Cleary and a Ezreal from Manchester. Kind of any thoughts on this matchup? Going in, Carl. Of course, support withstanding.
Definitely depends on the support, but Lucian is a little more heavy on the early side, so I look to be going a little. Ezreal needs to just sit back and farm. Yeah, Lucian's like a lane bully, right? He's gonna look to raid heavy. Yeah, and we see the Lucian Ami's classic duo.
Classic. And the Wukong coming out, I assume jungle could be top lanes. I would assume jungle just to counterpick the Bel'Veth. I don't know I assume Bel'Veth Wukong is a skill matchup. Wukong can obviously brawl a bit better with Bel'Veth, but Bel'Veth obviously being a bit more probably solo carry oriented comparatively to Wukong. And Bel'Veth can kind of end the game on her own if she gets just a little bit of time in the side lane. Then Poppy coming in as our third pick. I do like the pick here. Lucian does very kind of loses the Poppy pretty hard, and Wukong has a dash of his own. I assume that gets hit by Poppy. I don't know if it's a blink or a dash. I think it's a dash. We are going to be banning the Yasuo, and again the Rakan. So playmaking support, understandable, and then Aatrox, who I assume is this Poppy support or is this Poppy top? Okay. So Poppy support is pretty solid pick, I think. If it were Poppy top, I would question the Aatrox ban, but I do know Poke does not like Champ, so be that as it may. And they are banning out the Aurora. I know Toki Jacob has just finished playing and left in. And we are going to be locking in the Ahri coming in next. Cleary going to have to retort with their top and mid laner. LeBlanc, Ahri. Don't know too much about that matchup. It's, of course, AP Assassin versus whatever the hell Ahri is. It's just kind of a bit of everything. And then Pantheon. I think that's Pantheon top. Interesting pick. Kind of a bit more of an ego pick, I imagine. But, I mean, he can stomp lanes, and if he does get fed, he can be very annoying for the early game and snowball the entire team. And it looks like we are going to be locking in the Cassante or the Volibear. I think I maybe prefer Volibear into the Pantheon. Yeah, there's the Volibear. So that's going to be the teams. Lucian Nami versus Ezreal Poppy. Wukong versus Bel'Veth in the jungle, LeBlanc versus Ahri in the mid lane, and Pantheon versus Volibear in the top lane. Kind of interesting matchups. I think we have a lot of early game coming out from Cleary University, and some good early game, but I do think we have a lot more scaling just with Bel'Veth, Ezreal, and those kinds of champs. And we have a lot of counter engage, or like we have self peel with Poppy W. We have Bel'Veth kind of like slamming her tentacle downs. I don't remember what ability that is, but that can self peel as well. Well as just a lot of high activity kind of. We can play fights really well. And we also have our base cams up right now, so you can see our lovely players coming in. Erklin, of course, Caleb on the mid lane, Gabriel Armstrong Boys jungle, Jacob, Pokey, top lane, and then Garrett, Asuna Yuki, and then CK Akira in the bot lane. And yeah, those are going to be your Spartans for the day. It's for game 1. And yeah, we're just kind of waiting for the match to start. So we will come back when the match starts. Alrighty, we are back in with the game already. It looks like Manchester's going to be starting red side, and Cleary is going to be starting blue side for this game. Interesting pets, interesting starting items all around. Everyone has health potions. No one really wants to risk anything too major here.
Just gonna do classic 5-star.
Yep. And I would like to point out real quick that Wukong is going to be going green pet for this game. Ooh, nice little sneaky little ward. Little ward on in their red side jungle. That does mean that we will probably know about when they will get to Raptors. Actually, looks like will be pretty soon, since the Wukong will be starting on the red buff.
Minions have spawned.
Now, something to note right here is I do think that blue pet right now is a little bit stronger than green pet. While I do like green pet because it lets you brawl a bit better, the caveat to that is that you usually have to be a little bit more active with moving around, and you kind of have to rotate a bit sooner. With blue pet, you can kind of clear and immediately look to kind of go back into. You can kind of like clear a camp, get your health, get your movement speed, and then kind of go back into another look for a gank or look for plays around the map. With green pet, I think you kind of give that up for a bit more durability, which is fine. But I think overall, blue pet is a much stronger pet option if I were to choose.
On the bottom side, blue side did leash, so they lost a little bit of that pushing pressure early. But Ezreal And Poppy getting to the minions first, trying to push for the level 2. They hit it about the same. A little bit of damage onto the Lucian here.
And furthermore, with the top lane, Volibear is very strong early, but so is Pantheon. But Volibear is getting the push early, given that he has a bit better of abilities for pushing with his passive. And like right here, this kind of trade is very good.
Lots of damage.
Very good for Volibear. I mean, yeah, he can re-engage, but I don't really think you want to re-engage on the Volibear. You lost your entire health bar, dog.
He is percent max health, right?
Volibear?
Magic, or yeah, his magic damage.
I don't know for sure. I don't really play Volibear. I think it might be. Right there, big damage coming out on the Poppy. Ezreal trying to get in. Not going to be able to find the Eve onto the wall. And right there, Risk Asuna Yuki looking for this kill. The Lucian is able to find it, but loses a lot of health. He gets the level up, and that is going to be saving him from the Nami. But
Trading a 1v1.
First Blood is going to go to Lucian with that. So overall, probably a bit more in Lucian's favor. And this wave is still slow pushing into Cleary's side. Or actually, looks like it's about frozen now that I look at it. So overall, pretty good for Lucian. He's going to be getting a bit more from the trade. And right here, a little bit of a bush cheese coming out from Pokey, getting even more on that Pantheon. And pretty good trade as well coming out from Erklin. Going to miss the charm, but here comes the Belveth, gets the flash, gets the knockup, and that's going to be a dead LeBlanc.
Kill for Armstrong.
And with that, I mean, even though the first blood did go to Cleary, Manchester up 1,000 gold already. Belveth even looking into this for the double scuttle, just because, you know, clearing so much faster than this Wukong already. Wukong kind of has to just give it up and understand, hey, I can't really contest anything. I actually really wonder why it took Wukong so long to get there. I don't know if he's like, he cleared slow or what happened, but I mean, right there.
Solution trying to keep Ezreal off of the wave, trying to deny the CS. Can't really step up because he doesn't have Poppy with him. Just has to wait it out, try to get as much XP as he can. Gonna be missing a lot.
Yeah, right here. I mean, it's a 2v1 scenario. It's kind of tough for a Ezreal to kind of play. I mean, he can play, but it's kind of hard to get a lot out of it. And sure enough, I mean, if we look down to all the CS numbers, like top lane is almost 20 CS ahead at 5 minutes. Jungle has kind of significant camp differences. Wukong only just now starting his second clear.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, and actually Pokey moving up a little too far, getting one shot by the Pantheon.
The Empower W.
Yeah, that was absolutely the Power W. And here comes a gank from the Wukong. Only going to get a little bit of damage just because he wasn't able to wait for the charm or the roots from LeBlanc right there. But I mean, all that being said, Belveth is almost done with her second clear. She's going to be monster ahead of this Wukong.
They didn't top with like substantial yes leads. Anthony got the kill, but might not matter in like gold. It might be about even behind.
Yeah, and with you mentioning that as well, Ezreal, despite not really having their support with them, still being about even with Lucian. Well, maybe not after this wave, but like not being as far behind is kind of significant, especially against a lane bully lane like Lucian Nami. Here we have a small little stun engage from Volibear, getting a huge shield.
Try to run him down.
Pantheon's trying to block the damage, but Volibear getting so much value off unengage. Pantheon is just kind of not able to rotate around or look for anything.
Oh, he's going for the classic AP build, so his E is going to hurt a lot.
I mean, this goes into Rod of Ages, right?
I think so.
So I mean, this could be AP build. This could be, I mean, this could be any of his main builds right now. It could be AP. It could be attack speed. It could be his standard like everything build. Oh, it looks like Belveth's looking for a engage onto this Wukong. Wukong Still level 4.
It's
2
an
levels
Alka.
behind of
Gonna
this
run him
Bel'Veth. I
down.
mean, he is going to
Level
get
6 is
messed
just
up
going to
right
die to
now.
Loki.
And I mean, right now, no one can really move around. We had Prio top, we had Prio mid. And I mean, with a level 6 Bel'Veth, it's kind of hard to play around that. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, looking a little bit better for Cleary than the rest of the map. Full health and pushing this wave underneath the tower. Ooh, nice trade for the LeBlanc. However, we're going to get hit by the stun, by the charm, and we're going to have to take a little bit, a pound of flesh, but overall, kind of a trade favoring the LeBlanc there. Looks like Bel'Veth is looking for a play bot right.
In this,
Bel'Veth is 1-0-1, so
how many
huge
is level
potential.
6?
Looks like she is going to look for an engage right here. Gets the double knockup. And right there, there's the Ezreal. Oh, I mean, that's so much damage coming out. And that's another kill going to Bel'Veth.
3-0. That's lots
3-0.
going on.
Wukong still level 5 right now. Wukong has to flash away. And I mean, this is just this jungle is free reign from Bel'Veth right now. And even there, so much damage coming up from Volibear. This is not looking pretty for Cleary. Only 8 minutes in and being down almost 3k gold is significant, to say the
most of
least.
the gold onto the Bel'Veth, like super late game carry.
Yeah.
Melt through everything they have.
Melt through, and they don't really exactly have a tank
Flash
either.
Q
The
comes
Flash Q coming in. He's going to call upon the might of Zeus to dive right here.
And he just
But he is not. He's not going to get out.
In a trick.
I think right there he actually just slightly missed the tower. His ultimate was not able to actually stop it. I think he just needed to do it a little bit closer. But right here, Bel'Veth trying to look for a cheesy little gank on that LeBlanc. But right now, I mean, Bel'Veth is so strong. I think she can kind of just perma invade this Wukong at this point. Yeah, right here, 2 level difference. And she's going to look in, just look for something. Right there, that's going to be Auto just constantly trying to go in. Ahri is getting time on that mid turret. I feel like Ahri might have to look to rotate here or just prioritize herself and get this mid turret plating, which is pretty good. I do kind of like that play. Bel'Veth being a little greedy. Actually, yeah, no, I thought that was Bel'Veth getting a loop. But overall, like, well played for Manchester so far.
I mean, hovering mid, trying to go back bot. And I'm pushing this.
Oki right now kind of staying a lot of time in the bush, trying to catch him unaware. While I do like the option of trying to do that, I do think that he's been doing it a little much, that this Pantheon should have caught on by now, that this is what you do. Right now, Bel'Veth
only
is
has
topside.
ice pick.
And here's an engage for the Volibear. However, he's just going to run out, get his little trade and run out. Bel'Veth is starting her, I don't know what, this must be her 4th clear at this point. I think that's 4th clear for 10 minutes, something like that. Maybe it's 3rd. But even still, I mean, Bel'Veth being at 76 CS at 10 minutes is, I mean, that's good CS for a jungler.
only 48.
Yeah,
Massive
Wukong
gold
is
difference.
a little bit behind right now. And furthermore, we are playing a strong top side. They can kind of rotate for these grubs.
Especially with all these items already coming in, lots of damage. Can't really contest.
Oh yeah, not at all. All the while, even though Ezreal is still alone playing this out, he is able to kind of just sit back, throw his Qs, and farm from a very safe distance. Not really let Lucian Nami get their time. I mean, they're getting ahead, but I mean, if they aren't getting significantly ahead, it could be very, very difficult. And right here, we're kind of seeing what makes Bel'Veth so strong when she gets a lead is that she gets those grubs, those grubs spawn, and then when the grubs die afterwards, they turn into her little ghouls. Her little voidlings. What are the Lavender Sea is what it's called.
We're just going for the tier 2 tower.
And yeah, we're just going for tier 2. We just
There's
know,
nothing
hey,
they can do. We can just take.
I mean, their bot lane isn't rotating for this. They're going to lose their mid tower. It's 12 minutes, and we've taken mid tier 2. That is 1,000 gold injection at this point. And now that they're backing for it, we're able to get our back, hit the map all at the same time, and I mean, we're just going to be so strong. Belveth working toward bot side because the next dragon is going to be hour, minute 30.
We have lots of vision top. Couple wars in the bot side. We're just be seeing wherever Wukong is, we can work around that. Not a lot they can do. Huge item lead.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, Belva being as strong as she is, she's able to clear her jungle really fast, taking only 30 seconds to really clear her jungle, which is very significant, truthfully.
Get ult.
Getting a full combo.
Do.
Honestly, I don't really like his
healing
play.
a lot
Gets the
from
healing
the
before the ignite, but I mean, right now, Belveth's just looking for a play. That's going to be a dead Wukong. Also, huge heal coming up from Volibear. That's going to be a dead Pantheon, too. And, I mean, yeah, like this... I feel like it's really hard to play when you're in this situation for Cleary, because we have a list. We have champs like Wukong, Pantheon, LeBlanc, Lucian that kind of want to make their plays early, and I mean,
you really didn't.
They weren't able to get those plays, and I mean, here we see kind of half of what happens is, well, now we are fed, and now we're constantly looking for all these other plays. We get a double kill bot, getting even more tower gold, and even like we're scaling champs, but we are still strong early. So overall, really well played right now. I think the kind of when we saw them like stretching out a bit, I wonder what happened there. I think they must have like won a fight and they started backing. I just really don't. I don't want to believe this. Look, I just don't want to believe this game's over in 3. It's not looking good. It's really not looking good at all for Cleary, but. Come on, guys. Come on. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. You guys can do this. They only got mid tier 2 and tier 1s for bot and top. Don't worry. You guys got it. You guys got it. Here comes the Rift Herald. Never mind. This game might end. If we're getting Rift Herald right now.
Look to run mid.
It might be a run mid angle. With full grubs.
Force a team. Like, what can they do? They can't.
I mean,
unattended. They have to try to stop.
Yeah, I mean, our Ahri isn't like super hyper fed, but like, she's still an item and a half, like 30 CS up. She's still strong. She's able to look for picks. We have a strong Belveth. I mean, case in point, strong Belveth.
Just gonna run him down.
Running at them. That Wukong ult did nothing. And I mean, we have this. We have this top lane pushing in. We have the Rift Herald spawning. Guys. Guys, oh no, and here comes the Rift Herald, here comes the grubs, all of them spawning in, running it down,
just running at
and they're all going to be switching over, and there's all the little lavender sea goblins. Oh, huge Nami bubble, but I mean,
with the poppy wall.
There's just so much disabling the tower, and there's the top tier 3 going. Explosion from Belveth. So many grubs, so many everything, and don't avert your eyes, children.
They just don't have anything to respond.
This is not something you want to see if you're Cleary University. Oh no, and no, don't say it isn't so. Oh no, look at those grubs, look at all of them go.
That's just going to be game.
It was 2 minutes. It wasn't even 3. That you hate to see it. That's really depressing to see. My condolences. I didn't know what to say. That they only barely just got the chance to FF that game. That game, like just a minute before, they could not FF. That is terrifying. The might of Manchester right there. That was. I mean, very well played for me. Like that was just a clean game. We got ahead in every lane. We used our advantage. We invaded. We got value and just won. we just kind of got stronger than them. Yeah. No, I just don't know what to say from that. That was just monstrous. So
how much to say? They couldn't get anything from the early champion. And
Oh, there's
Gold just
the
can't
only thing I think they were
come
really
in.
able to get was Outland was able to get a small CS lead with Lucian Nami, which I mean is good, but relatively speaking, not as what you would hope. If you are locking in Lucian Nami, and I mean, yeah, that was just the game right there. I don't really know what else to say besides,
I mean, it's typically not good, especially it's just not good to start a league.
yeah,
Especially with very early comp like
I'm
that.
surprised too that they leashed and Wukong was still behind on the clear. That was
Exactly,
very
that was
surprising.
interesting.
Wukong finished his clear right about the same time as Belveth was getting double scuttled. So I would have
help
to
him
look
much at
back to
all.
figure out what happened there. I don't know if maybe if Wukong like started without a pet or
Probably could have that too long trying to look for ganks, find anything else.
I mean maybe, but I feel like if you're Wukong, you really can't gank unless you have a lane that can start the gank. Yeah, we're going to be going straight to draft of game
Banning
2.
the way and set, answering with illusion.
We are going to be picking up blue side this time. They want red side. They want the counter pick.
Banning
Like,
Lilia again. Answer with the Seraphine.
interesting, we banned the Seraphine this time.
And Diana.
Cleary banning the
Clearly
Lucian this time. I
not
think they
afraid.
just don't want us to pick up the Lucian. Looks like
Yeah,
we're going to be
picking
locking in
Yone.
the Yone.
Clearly not afraid of the Belveth.
I'm surprised they are still okay with Belveth here. I feel like Belveth was, I mean, like a beast
It
that
was the
game.
bulk of our damage.
That was, I mean, it was the bulk of our damage. We got a lot of ganks. It is our jungler's main champ. I don't know. I feel like a Belveth ban would have been really nice to see. Get Garrett in the interview? Maybe. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Looks like Red Pit coming in. A Moo lock-in. A Moo is a solid champ. However, I feel like with the recent changes that they're looking to make, a Moo is going to be getting a bit worse. I mean, they already nerfed Abyssal Mask, which was one of Amumu's bread and butter items. Although it's still okay. It's not the item it was. We are going to be locking in Talia here to kind of match that. Another not quite like Belveth-esque champion, but it's still like a control mage that can do a lot of damage. Yours OP? I cannot read that.
Looks like we are gonna pick up the Kaisa for Garrett. See what kind of support we're gonna match that with. We're gonna be picking the Rakan.
Oh, I think it's a bot. No. It's like cheap viewers on, and it's like, never mind.
They're gonna ban next.
But they're going to be locking in Yasuo, Mumu, Rakan. Rakan, Yasuo, solid combo, has good knockups.
The Kaisa.
There is the Mord. We're going to be locking in the Yone, Talia, Kaisa. Interesting, we don't have our support off the bat. But I do think Talia is pretty good already into Yasuo and Amumu. We're going to be banning the Pantheon. We don't want to see that. That was kind of disgusting. They are going to be banning the Mord. I'm interested to see what they also ban here, because will they ban the Volibear? They could. I could totally understand if they banned the Volibear. Red ban coming in 8, 7, 6, 5. They're going to be banning the Milio. We're going to be banning Zaya to match the ADC. And yeah, I mean, interesting bans across the board. I do see we banned the Seraphine. I don't know if I assume the ADC ban plays Seraphine. I mean, they didn't really lock in the Seraphine last time. I'm more interested in why they did, how that kind of works out. But Cleary's gonna be picking up next on the Varus. Kind of a poke S champion. They will be getting counterpicked for their top laner. But Manchester going to probably be locking. I mean, we're going to be locking in our probably support and top laner here. 6-5-4. Nautilus. Nautilus? Nautilus.
It's an honest.
Possibly not.
I really love that when lots of aggression. Nos can just look for the hooks, heal, go in because I have lots of burst and DP.
And worst comes to worst, if this Yasuo were to get fed, or the Bears get fed, whoever gets fed, it's just a press R and they can't move button. We're going to be locking in the Cassante. Yeah, it's going to be a Cassante Poke angle. Now, Cassante was just given a mini rework. Again. Or a mini, like, adjustment, kind of, to a lot of his... I mean, he's really low win rate right now. Like, he's always low win rate. But, I don't know, his damage is kind of disgusting. I mean, his damage has always been disgusting. But, like, I'm always excited to see this champ because very mechanical, has a lot of playmaking ability, tank that can one-shot, you know, a lot of really cool stuff we can see.
Lots of damage, lots of tank. Pretty much does everything.
Yep, and there's the Cassiopeia pick. So I assume is that Cass top? Is that Cassiopeia top?
Might be Yasuo.
That's vile. That's disgusting. I mean, it probably counterpicks Cassante. It's range top to Cassante, but I don't know. That is terrifying because I don't see a lot of Cassiopeia's top. When I do see them, they're usually one tricks, or they're awful. So usually it's a 50-50, but I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see how this game is going to go. Obviously, I think Cassante loses to Cassiopeia overall. It was Talia versus Amumu in the jungle. Amumu does build a lot of MR, so he will be a bit tankier. But overall, I mean, I think her E, her W? What's the like the ground of pebble? E? Yeah, so her E I do think will stop his Q dash or his Q hook dash thing. It'll get the stun, but it won't, stop them in their tracks. And then let's see the other matchup. Cassante loses that. Oh no, actually it looks like it's Yasuo top. So it's Yasuo top in the Cassante and it's Cass mid.
That would make
sense. I think that matchup's probably still bad for Yone. Yone does not really like early aggression. He's kind of one of those champs that kind of needs to get a lead and then he becomes disgusting after that. But probably a bit better to deal with thick Cassante. And then it's going to be Kai'Sa, very aggressive bot lane versus was that Varus and I can't see what's that Varus Rakan. Interesting. Varus is usually a bit more of a poke champ. So overall, I mean, he can still get his plays.
His on hit build is probably a little better than they recently nerfed it.
But I feel like a lot of how he plays early game is still kind of poke oriented.
Yeah, he's going to be charging Q. He's going to be the WQ empowerment. Yeah, like should be just looking to poke Nollis, make sure he can't just walk up freely and try to hook.
So I think with that in mind, we can probably expect a pretty good game still. Hopefully a bit longer than last game. But we will sign back in when we have the game set up. Alrighty, welcome back, Manchester. We are back with game 2 of League of Legends Max versus Cleary. Now, we are starting blue side this time, so we will be the blue guys. It'll be red team. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this game goes in comparison. I think Amumu is doing something a little weird. Are they starting top side with 2? They doing okay. I mean, if they're going to lane switch, I think that's kind of terrifying because I mean, on one hand, yes, we are like 5-star, we're doing normal stuff, but like having a 2v1, having two 2v1 lanes will favor, I think, the harder scaling lane. And who do you think scales harder, Kai'Sa, Not, or Varus Rakan? Kai'Sa, Not, right? Because yeah, she has like all her evolutions, right? Oh yeah, it isn't even. This is weird. This is very strange. I don't really know what's going on right now. But
Not versus Ash. It's gonna be very us.
I mean, if they're doing, I mean,
It's
honestly,
very,
she's
very
like this is like this is kind of the kind of stuff you actually kind of want to see. I think. Yeah, it looks like they actually finding the hook right there.
He's
Very nice,
burning
getting
the
the
flash
flash
already.
immediately from Cassiopeia. Right now, Talia just kind of doing her clears, trying to go about her way. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Asante just kind of has to sit there and understand, hey, I can't do anything right now. Yeah, right now, Cassiopeia already using a health pot from that little early damage as well.
Look for
Yeah.
another hook. Hitting the low.
So something to keep in mind right now is Amumu should be going to his Krugs, not his or his Krugs. He should be going to his Krugs, not to his red buff and Krugs after that, unless he wants to make a play for this top side, which they definitely can do. Looks like they actually are trying to dive it. Conte is getting first level, and they're actually backing off. So Mumu's like wasting a lot of time right now with his clear right now.
Hovering top and not trying to do.
That-
We are gonna dive to Cassiopeia.
It
She
is
doesn't
going to
have
be a dive.
flash.
Yeah, I mean, this
It's gonna
is
be autoing her down. First blood
That's
goes to
gonna
the Kai'Sa.
first blood to Kai'Sa. Cassiopeia uses a lot,
what
and
did she
like they
do?
didn't really punish Cassante in that same way either.
Looking for the gang mid.
This is going to be good damage coming out for
In.
Yasuo, but honestly,
Not getting anything out of that.
I like Amumu had so much time to like look for other stuff.
They had a huge wave top, like crashing in. But decided not
Yeah,
to
and
do
I
it.
mean, right here they're
Just
just
waiting
doing
for
this
them.
again. Right now, Kai'Sa has the
through.
barrier to get through. CK taking that kill, but regardless,
From
they're
the
actually kind of matching this right now.
Look, coming
Kind
in, they're
of
gonna be
greedy play from Manchester, getting a lot for it right now. CK gonna have to look to get away, queuing away, gonna dodge a tornado. He's walking it down. Get me out of here! And right there, taking a lot of time away from Cleary University. I
Definitely
do
not the most ideal situation.
No,
I
definitely
think
not.
We might have overstayed. They were able to have Yasuo roam up and just etch us in.
But I mean, overall, I think Manchester will probably be slightly ahead, if not because of the first blood going to us, of course. We got the entire full dive on the bot side. And on top of that, Manchester is going to be getting a bit more in terms of clear. Amumu spent a lot of time kind of doing nothing. And right now,
Kai'Sa
Kai'Sa is
running
walking
down.
up. Kind of walking
Nautilus
up
not
without
really.
Nautilus. Here comes Nautilus
Hook
up
comes in.
onto the Varus. But, I mean, she can't really auto back. This Varus
Flash
trying to
comes
get
in.
damage off.
Just not enough.
Yeah, just not quite enough. She can just like kind of
it's doing
spit
a
some
lot of damage
W's
to
out,
the
trying to get
Varus.
some damage that
Looking for
way.
the W.
But I mean, right there,
Lots of-
this Nautilus, he has an
Oh,
anchor, and he's not afraid to use it.
whacking.
And there's the
There's
kill
the-
going to Armstrong boys.
Waiting it out till the jungler arrives. Now it's just whacking them down.
And
Didn't turn out great because Dante ends up being higher in CS, like about 10 CS ahead of Cass, and Kaisa is way ahead of Vars. Didn't turn out as they had hoped.
Yeah, no. And actually, now that you mention that, I'm actually kind of surprised that Casante is up on CS from the Cass, even though, you know, Cass is, I mean, even though they did that cheese play, I think a big part of that is the fact that Casante gets dove level 1 or like level 2.
Right. But they decided not to do it.
Yeah, it's like that is a very core part of that cheese strat. Which, I mean, not doing it is significant on their. Right here, we have a Mumu hovering top. I don't really know
He's
about
only
this
level
Mumu.
4.
I mean, he
Flashes
flashes in,
behind.
gets as
Talia's
much as he
here.
can.
He
Talia
has
gets the
knockback.
knockup, and that's going to be a dead mummy right there.
For Casante.
And yet again, Amumu's still behind on the farm compared to Talia. I think he. Oh no!
Now they're just gonna.
Oh, you hate to see
She
it.
still doesn't have.
They're missing
flash.
everything, but it doesn't matter.
I missed the ultimate, but they just have so much damage. They're just gonna burst her down. She doesn't have flash to get away.
Yeah.
Dude.
If I'm Miss
Use the
Cassiopeia, I'm crying in my sleep tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
Not
Right
like
here.
head in CS. They're pushing wave. I'm gonna tower for a little bit. This is something that we kind of like. Like we're ahead. We're just scaling. Now we're just gonna look to
Yeah.
go onto the bars.
We are going to get an engage here. Kaisa is a little bit stronger. Going to be able to live right there. Rakan could look for a kill on this Kaisa, but
No,
he will
no,
not. He will not
He does
live.
have flash, but not gonna
Yeah,
have
they're
a lot
just
of
gonna have to
damage.
back away. They don't know where the Amumu is. They just have to kind of trust that he might be bot side, and if he is, then they can't really push it.
And
too
Vars
much
is just
right
gonna miss another wave. He's just gonna be falling behind and behind.
Absolutely, and you
Can't
really
really
hate
do
to see that, especially with ADC being such a. That was actually a really good
That was
Q.
a good buffer.
Really good buffer Q from Yone right there. But like ADC is probably the most gold reliant role in the game.
You need the CS, especially for a Vars, like trying to hyper.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Like Kaisa does scale way harder anyway, so she's gonna be able to hit the items quick, hit all that damage.
And I didn't realize, but it looks like it is a lane swap, by the way, for Casante and Yone as well.
Almost only level 5.
Level 5. A little bit of a brawl right now going on in the top lane.
Looking
Trying to
a
get so
little low.
much damage. There's going to be some burn coming out, and that's going
W
to be
comes
the
in, that's
E
gonna
or
be
W,
kill.
whatever. Got the E is the umbilical cord, not the or I guess spirit form is what that one's umbilical cord.
S burning flash yet again.
I mean, Amumu is probably going to be able to get this drag, but we have Talia coming up for it. We have Asante getting prio mid, and I mean, Yone is just having some alone time with that tower.
That's
Here
not
come.
walking in. They
Walking
might be
in.
able to get the dragon, but
I mean, Rakan's going to get an engage here. They just need to get this Chemtech Drake, which they're able to get. Nautilus is in the pit alone right now.
Autoing.
And like they're going off to the side. They don't have
Jungle
flash or anything, and they,
this.
I mean, that is just going to be the
Q
most
eating over the
disgusting
ball.
triple kill of all
Triple for
time.
Kaisa.
Risk Asuna Yuki proving to be the Manchester Varsity ADC right there. Right here. Interesting. Okay, Erklin actually getting the solo kill, or getting solo kill in the top lane right there by the, what was that? The Yasuo? Yeah, so Yasuo is actually kind of strong in this game. 3 kills, which is, I think that is significant enough that Cleary can play for that. I think, like, if they play for their Yasuo, they can, technically speaking, win. Now, it's not easy, but they have the comp to do so. They can definitely CC all of them. They can knock them up with the Rakan. They have what they need in order to make plays around the Yasuo. They just need to play around. But, I mean, with that being said, we are still 6k gold up. It is not looking great. It's not looking great, that's for sure. Ooh, and looks like we're going to be getting that first tower gold too. And that included the plate as well. That is going to be a stun onto the Rakan. Not going to be able to get anything else. And
Khan can't do anything.
yeah, this Rakan, he's depressed. He's really sad right now. even though we have nice hook on the Cassiopeia. She gets an R, gets a stun. That's a huge ult from the Amumu, but still Armstrong was gonna get the kill on the Cassiopeia. Kaisa brawling with this Amumu. I feel like we need to kind of move back for this Amumu real quick. There it is, and that is going to be even more gold going to risk Yuki.
Meanwhile, on top lane, bringing back that solo with the Yas.
And there's our lovely players. They don't win in 3 minutes this time. Now that we've checked it, but regardless, like if you look at the numbers right now, we are nearly 10k gold up. Asante is 3-0. Talia is 3-1. Isa is 6-1. It is like this is a lot of gold we have in our pocket. Talia needs to look for a back here soon. I feel like it might have been in her best interest to actually back and then come up for Void Grubs with her item spike. But regardless, when we were at Grubs, Asante is bot right now. Talia actually might get collapsed on right here. Well, it looks like Kaisa's the one getting collapsed. She gets a lot of stuff. That's going to be a Nautilus ult coming in. Cassante running in, trying to do something. And he's going to be able to get the kill on the Cassiopeia. Red team... Oh, Yasuo actually stole one of the grubs. So, not technically completely for nothing for red team. But, I mean, oh, Lord, that was so much damage. Yeah, and, like, they're going to get... They might get this entire tower here.
Varus gets hooked.
Yeah, Varus is dead here.
That's going to be another kill.
I mean, Varus gets the ult off, but... I mean, this might be another tower. That's like 10 plates going to Manchester. What's that? No, that would be 14 plates going to Manchester's team. And 2 towers. So... Yeah, that is a lot of gold that we've gotten just from like making these plays early. And I mean, on top of that, our team doesn't not scale either. We have Kaisa, we have Yone, we have Cassante, Talia, all of these being champs that maybe they aren't like they aren't your Karthuses, they aren't your Gangplanks, but they're still scalers. They're going to be useful going into the mid and late game, and they will remain very useful as opposed to Cassiopeia, who kind of falls off, and like if she doesn't have gold, she's still not that as strong. And this is actually the last plate too, so we actually get all plates in the game right now. This is going to be our back, and I mean we're just growing our lead so much right now.
20-4 in 13 minutes.
This is diabolical what we have cooking up.
Pretty much nothing they can do to act like they don't have any damage to get downs.
No. I think the best thing they have right now is they have CC. They have a lot of really good CC on their team. They have Cassiopeia ult, which is good if they don't turn. If Manchester does not turn around. They do have Rakan knock up, and that has a lot of synergy with Yasuo. There is obviously the Varus ult. I'm surprised that Varus is sitting in this bush here. Oh, they're trying to bait something onto this Yone, and that is going to be a 5-man dive topside. I mean, really well played from Cleary right there, but I think they should know that, I mean, if they're going to be sitting there as 5, we're getting Dragon, we're getting 2 tier 2s. Well, I mean, it's like a minor victory for them, but did Yone have a shutdown? No, Yone had no shutdown.
He did not have a shutdown.
I feel like if we are going to be making for a play like that, we should be looking for a shutdown above.
Especially someone on the Kaisa with 650.
Yeah.
They don't really like that's 1 kill and like a couple of assists gold in 1 tower. That's not huge.
Yeah, and I mean right here, I don't like this Amumu play. I really don't like doing this here. So Amumu he's just completely alone. Like we have like if we're behind, we need prio everywhere. We did not have prio mid. All of our team back, we should not be looking for that Rift Herald, especially Rift Herald, which does take a while to do. Not a very fast thing to clear. Right here, it's just even more damage coming down. That's another kill for the Talia. Cassante running this Varus down. Get this man away from me! Enemy right there. That's going to be an engage for the Amumu.
He's
level 7. There. He's level 7, but he is still some stuns. and Talia is just walking to her team, and Cassante,
knockback.
big man, hitting them back. And Cassante's going to
Body.
even walk out. I mean, like, so much damage coming in. And
Varus.
even then, that's going to be a shutdown going to the Varus, but... I mean,
Flash queuing, take.
yeah, overall, I
Three
mean, really
members dead,
good.
we're just gonna take top.
Really good from Cleary being able to get those, but, I mean, even then, they lost their third tier 2. They only have their base towers remaining. And at that, we have Cassante walking in. We have top lane pushing in. We have just so much ability to get everything we want in the game right now. And this is kind of just... I feel like this is just kind of what happens when we get diffed in every lane a bit. I mean, the Yasuo is pretty solid right now, but he's still behind... I mean, no, he's ahead of the Cassante. But, I mean, that was weird. They're, like, switching lanes a lot. They're spending a lot of time in between. I don't even know who the Yasuo's lane opponent is.
They fell apart super early. Dallas roaming, just getting hooks after hook. Just running them down. They couldn't really touch this.
Not to mention the play early game on the Varus, cementing him being behind this game, and then furthermore, the lack of a play topside, which is usually what you expect. Not really getting their bot lane ahead either. So it was kind of
the point of
yeah.
lane swapping, not really capitalizing on.
Now if Pokey, and by the way, this is a move who's going to get caught out. Actually, never mind, he missed. Oh, but there's the
comes
hook, and yeah,
in.
this. Oh, but here comes the team. If they overchase, yeah, okay, they're going to back off. But I mean, yeah, like I understand the idea. If Pokey was to walk up there in the top lane early and like try to contest, yeah, he would get caught out. Yes, he would take a lot of damage, and then they could, get the lead on their own. But as you say, they have to be there together. They have to work together.
Cassiopeia just not really respecting the 1v2 at all, just getting hooked level 1, having to burn the flash, and then that led to the dive.
And right here, I mean, this is just so much damage. Cassiopeia is going to get an ult off, but I mean, we are just so monstrously fed, monstrously strong that we're just able to walk in and start beating them up.
End of the game very soon.
And here's the Talia ult catching the Varus out. Varus is not going to be able to do anything. Yode from halfway across the map going in right next to the Nexus tower.
That will be game 2.
That is going to be game 2.
Decisive.
A little longer, but that probably has something to do with the fact that we didn't lock in Belveth. But I mean, yeah, like that is very significantly in Manchester's favor. It was just a clean game. It was a clean game. They played to their strengths. They saw the play that we made early, or we saw the play that they made early, and we respected it, and we actually got more out of it than they did. So I mean,
It was
overall,
just the indecision that they had. They probably didn't even know what to do with their own strategy there.
no, it seemed like kind of like
hovering top for a couple minutes, like just getting behind and getting behind in gold and not really impacting the map at all. Like he didn't even have any like good games to get his liners ahead.
oh, not at all.
Falling behind.
Are we doing? We're doing an interview. Both Armstrongs this time.
We'll have
Both the lads.
do interview.
Okay, so I get in the center, or should I just stay here? Okay, I'll get in the center then. Howdy. Okay, we are going to be starting our interview then. Garrett, yeah. Gabriel. No, dude, just do Grimbo. We have 3 Gs. Grimbo, dude. Garrett, Grimbo, Gabriel. There you go. All right. Well, first of all, I just want to congratulate. Those were some very clean, very fast games. Very well played from you guys. So I just kind of want to start off. First of all, I know both of you guys came from the same high school, right? You guys played on the same team for a little bit now. I just kind of want to say, how is like kind of going back to that? How is like collegiate different from high school league in that respect?
We definitely still have that connection that we had in high school, right? Like we had when he was mid in high school, kind of had that mid jungle And now,
Yeah, that's
and
like
now
the
I
biggest difference is now I'm on ADC,
Yeah.
so it's
Right.
like we have to play a lot
But I think
differently
we-
as like a team.
we still have that kind of bot jungle. I don't know.
yeah.
I
Right.
still play bot a lot, so yeah, it's a little bit different, but a lot of it's
Right, and I mean, I guess kind of on that note, or rather on the note that you just mentioned, is that you guys are playing bot for a lot of these games, and especially with that last game, they kind of did that kind of mix up with the
lane
sending
lane swapping,
sending
yeah.
bot lane top,
Mhm.
sending top lane bot, or I guess mid lane bot and top lane mid. I don't know what they
Yeah.
were doing there,
Yeah.
but case in point, I really liked how you guys capitalized on that. Was that like a plan from the moment you saw, oh, they did this lane swap, this is the play we're going to make, or was it just like an opportunistic, oh, we see this happening, let's do it?
As soon as Varus showed top, we said, okay, they're swapping, and
Yeah,
I
me-
immediately hit level 3 and I went straight bot. I
Yeah,
said,
me,
we're, I
me
said,
and
we're
DK,
diving.
we looked at the Cassiopeia right away. As soon as she stepped in front of the minions, we instantly hooked her and we got her flash like level.
Yeah, and I said, okay, I'm there. And it was the freeze dive that CK.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, very well played from that. I guess moreover, kind of looking in, what were you really expecting from this team? From my understanding, you guys haven't played this team before. Were you expecting the games to kind of go that way, or?
I don't know, they threw me off guard a little bit when they took the Lucian first game. Like I wasn't expecting them to take the Lucian, so then we took the Ezreal and they played their Lucian really well. They did the early game, they were very strong. But we still scaled up in the game. So had a CK, he's playing Poppy, shout out CK.
Shout out
He's
CK.
the GOAT.
Yeah, the bans were a little weird. Giving me Bel'Veth first game, I was like, okay, we're just gonna try and end it early, right? Get 6 grubs, play for Rift, play off the Bel'Veth. Fishies.
Yeah.
Second game, they actually did contest the grubs a little bit. I did not get 6 grubs.
I saw the Osmo,
Yeah,
we
he
didn't
kinda
see
walked
it,
up
but
and
the
I took it.
Osmo
He walked
Flip
up,
poked him.
He walked up, put the windmill up, and took him right in front of me. And I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Touche.
So,
So I guess kind of to end off this interview, you guys have had like a kind of a longer season. You had a couple of losses, had a couple of wins. What's our plan going forward, and how are we feeling for the rest of the season? How's that going to look?
gonna keep building on what we've been doing, working on communication, on our plays, make sure we stay consistent, try to be ready for lane. That's the main thing.
I mean, for me, I'm new to ADC. I've only been playing ADC for a month and a half now. Just gonna try to keep getting better, doing what I gotta do. Luckily, I got CK with me.
Yeah.
Best support. He tells me when I need to go in. All that stuff. So I'm grateful.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure to have you guys on. A pleasure to watch you guys' gameplay. I'm always glad to commentate. And yeah, we're going to see you guys next time. When's the next game, Garrett?
19.
10-19 in-person match day.
Yep, 10-19 in person at Valpo's coming here.
Valpo's
Actually,
coming here. Valpo's
yeah.
coming
So what about our next stream? When's our next stream? Next game?
Will be Monday for Rocket.
Heard that. Tune in Monday, 2 days from now. We're going to have Rocket League playing. Very fun game. If you guys don't know, it's car soccer. Make sure you watch that. And with that being said, I'm Matthew, also known as Grimbo.
Yep, I'm Gabriel Armstrong, boys.
I'm Garrett Riskosany.
And we'll see you guys next time.